see me better. Alrighty, so it's back to school, and we're gonna be making some apple chips today. We tried this over the summer and my son loved it, so we're like, okay, let's get some apple chips again for school. So what you need for this is something to peel the apple back, the skin, a dehydrator, cutting board, and seasoning depending on what type of apple chips you want to do, whether you want to do plain apple chips or you want to like season it. So I'm gonna be trying using some suya spice and pepper because my son loves the heat of things. So I'm gonna put some, just a little bit of tinge of, to give that spiciness, that hotness in the apple chips. And so let's get started. I'll be right back. Let me go get the apples. So here's my apple washed. I'm gonna get started now. So when I bought this dehydrator, just so you guys know, I bought it really with the intention of like making my own chili powder. So I made my first chili powder like maybe 3 weeks ago, and this is what it looks like. It turned out well. It's super, super, super hot. I used ghost pepper and cayenne pepper to make this particular one. And I don't know if I'm gonna do it again because it was just too hot, like too hot. I used a mask, I used goggles to cover my face, and I still had, my nose was still running. I was coughing. So yeah, I don't know if I want to go through that again. I could just as well just buy the pepper in the store and get it over with. Anyways, once I'm done peeling the apple, I just tend to cut it. Some people have this cutter thing that you put it inside and does it in circles for you, but I don't have that. So I'll be cutting mine like so. And you don't want to make it really, really like fat. Maybe something like this. That thickness would be good. And I pretty much just do different things. I call it circle way. I call it anyways, just different ways really, to be honest. And then this manual here tells me like the degree in which I can do the apple chips. So it's been like maybe over a month that I did apple chips, so I have to go and refresh my memory. Let's make sure I have the right degree. So this is what it looks like right now. And pretty much when you're making these things, you want to just make sure that it's ready when it's like crispy. And the best time to test for this readiness of the apple chips is when it's cooled off. So you want to take some and test, then you leave it to cool off first and then eat it. That's how you know, like feel for it that it's dried. That's how you know it's ready. Okay, if you test it hot, that might be deceptive. All right, I'm just laying it up here on the rack. This OST bar dehydrator, it has 5 layers, and it's really effective so far. I bought it from Temu and I have not had no issues with it. So from my own experience, I would say it's not a bad it's not a bad dehydrator. So you guys, you see I'm doing different methods. I told you there's not one way. Whichever way I feel like I need to cut it, that's how I'll be cutting it. Okay, and I'm looking at this method, I'm like, this one looks like it's nice. I'm just going to cut off the center part once I'm done. And I think about 5 apples, not because apples have different sizes, right? This is like, I would say small, medium size, not too large, not too small. Will fit inside here good. Okay, so it's gonna be one apple is gonna be regular, and then the other one, maybe just one apple, I'll make to be in the way that my son wants it, spicy. This thing, when I make this thing, it don't last in the house. Maybe like 1 day or 2 days. It doesn't last long in the house at all. For those who are just joining, we're making apple chips. Welcome in. And the tools you need are, you need the apple, you need cutting board, a knife, and a peeler, and of course you need your dehydrator. So 1 apple fit in here. Oh, still have a little bit more left. And when you're arranging your apples in the rack, you want to make sure that they're not like overlapping each other. So that's something to pay attention to. So that's why I'm arranging and touching. They're gonna shrink as they're drying out anyways, but still you want to make sure that you do not overlap them. Okay, so they can completely dry out well. There we go. I'm trying to make sure that one apple fits per layer because I have 5 layers and I'm planning on doing 5 apples. All right, that would have been good for my worms. Shouldn't have thrown that away. All right, so layer 1 complete. Let's do layer 2. All right, so the back of this apple peels are going to it will go to my worms eventually. So what I'm gonna do now is, once I'm done peeling it like so, I'm gonna go ahead and just place the scrap in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer. So when my worms do come, they have food for months. Because I still have my bananas from when we're doing smoothies and it's still in the freezer. So yeah. Okay. I think I like my first method, so I'm gonna do it again. But this time I'm gonna do like side. Again, you want to make sure that layers are not thick so that you can get it to dry faster. So maybe something like this. Like this. All right, and then I just laid on here. I saw this thing on Amazon that I could just put it in the center of the apple and it would just do it for me, like cut it into slices for me. But I'm like, I'm not much of an apple slice maker to really invest in this thing, so I did not invest in it. I'm like, you know what, we're gonna keep cutting our apples and we're gonna be all right. So here we are, we're still cutting our apples. Okay, and after this layer, the next layer I'm gonna put cinnamon apple chips. Those are the flavors we've tried and they've been really good. All right, let's do it. All right, so those are something nice. The thing with like if you give them apples to school, if you cut the apple, then by the time it's launched it turns brown, so it's nice to be able to give them as a form of chips and not have to worry about that. In the past, I've put like some honey inside the apple chips when I was younger to give him apple. I'll put it in honey so it doesn't turn brown. But I'm like, shoot, I don't want to have to deal with that. Let me just dehydrate this. And honey is so sweet, guys. So I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. That's why I'm not using honey or just giving him an apple. And with this, you can spice it however way you like, So that's what I like about it. Or like, let me make sure I don't put seeds inside this thing I want to put for my worms. before my worms start growing apple. All right, this is gonna go for my worms. All right, so this is the 3rd layer of just straight apple chips. I'm thinking, I find that it's faster to go like in circular motion when peeling the apple versus going down. This thing here has been a game changer for us when it comes to peeling apples. That's true. It's been a game changer. All right, there we go. I didn't have. There we go. Then can I get? I think I can get a little bit of layer here. Okay. Yeah, this is the best. This is the best way to cut it, guys. I've been cutting it for a while now, so this is my favorite now. My favorite method. And guys, I've been thinking about growing an apple tree. So maybe next year, maybe I should save this apple for an apple tree. So maybe next year I'll grow apples. I don't know. Now I have to go and research how to grow apple. I'm always like doing one thing or the other. Maybe I'm gonna grow apples next year. Maybe I want to start growing fruit trees. You know, be nice to have some fruit trees. Okay, it looks like we have just second layer is completed. Now we're going to the third layer. All right, I'm saving the apple seeds. Then I'm gonna research apple. I'm gonna research growing apples. By the way, the other thing is I might end up not using that seed that I just collected, because I think it's always best to research what kind of apple type would grow better in your region before you start planting anything. As with anything, really, whether it's cucumbers, whether it's peppers, whatever, you want to make sure that you check which one grows better in your region, so you don't waste so much effort growing it just to find out that it doesn't do well in your specific region. So we just got this apple from the store. I don't even know what type of apple it is. So I think I'm just gonna research first and then see. Or I might just do an experiment where I just try to grow this and see what happens. While I research the one that's actually good for my region, and then compare them and see. That'll be a good experiment. Good experiment, yeah. Okay. All right, our third layer is completed at this point. Oh, this one didn't do it. Okay. Now we have 2 more layers left. Before I do that 2 layers, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my seasoning. And that is pretty much, that's not hot at all. If I really wanted to give him really hot, I would use my spice that I made, but no, I don't want to do that. I don't want him coughing at school. So I'm just gonna use this one here, habanero hot dog. I'm not sure that it's that hot. I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of suya. So it's gonna eat suya and suya apple chips. Just a little bit of this. Just a sprinkle. And some suya spice. Once I'm done cutting the apple, I'm gonna put it in here. All right, and just a hot apple. If you guys don't have this slicing thing, you guys need to get it, period. Like, shoo. I think my sister got it off Amazon or something. But it's so good, so good, so good. Alright, right, so this is the one that has pepper. So I'm gonna be throwing them into the bag here. Throw it into the bag. So we need in. Welcome in. We're doing apple chips with different spices. This here is African suya spice and hot habanero. Okay, my son likes hot spicy apple chips, so that's why you see me here doing this. And I'm like, it's a bit great for back to school, something, you know, something that he likes. So recess time he has something to eat. Ooh, I made that a little bit too big. That slice I caught was way too big, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna close it up now. Just mix it in. I'm trying to make sure that one doesn't have too much concentrate of the, you know, the spice. Because one I did last time was, oh my gosh, overly hot. So I don't want to make that mistake again. That's why I'm like, let me put all the apple, as many apple as possible in here, so it just has enough hotness, but not too hot that it's like burning, you know what I mean? Because he's gonna be in school. I'm gonna add some extra ones in there. Oh, no, I don't want apple seeds. Oh Lord. Okay, this is the last one. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, let's cut this in half. If you know me, I don't like spice. I don't like something too hot, so I'm not gonna be using my hand to pick this thing. I'm gonna get it back. Gloves. It smells nice. It smells really nice. All right, so here is my apple chips. My apple seasoning here with its combination of suya spice and double dare, yeah, habanero hot dog. Double dare, yeah. I'm gonna have him test it at home first so I can see his reaction, so he doesn't go to school and looking for water everywhere. So I might not have it tomorrow though. Maybe we might do Tuesday, but let's see. Okay. Okay. That's what it looks like. Seasoned. Smells interesting. That's a very interesting smell. Wonderful, wonderful waymaker, you're worthy of my praise. Hallowed be your name. You are the answer to all of my problems, and you solve them. Hallowed be your name. You supply all my needs. I call you the Father. Okay, so I don't want to waste plastic bags. So I'm gonna put the cinnamon in here. It's no big deal, just a little bit of, well, nothing much is left in here. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, oh my God, it's the best of best. Only mommy, daddy, nobody. Mommy, daddy, nobody. Mommy, daddy, nobody can stop me. My God, it's the best of best. The cinnamon apple chips is not bad at all. All right. I've dehydrated apples. I've dehydrated strawberries. I've dehydrated peaches, and I would say my favorite to dehydrate is apples. My favorite taste is what's the name? Strawberry taste. I love the way strawberry tastes dehydrated, but it was hell trying to remove it from the tray. Terrible experience. I was told to maybe try using a baking sheet, that might help, but no, this cinnamon has expired, so I'm gonna use it on my garden for like ants and whatnot. So that has expired, guys. So I'm like, what should I try? I can try something else. Let me try ginger. I'm gonna put a little bit of ginger in this apple chips to see how it comes. Just a little bit of ginger, not a lot, just a tiny bit. Ginger apple chips. Ooh, cool. It's gonna be cool. Since we ran out of cinnamon, I'm like, okay, we ran out of cinnamon, but we have other seasonings that I want to try. So this is ginger right here. It's just like plantain chips. Like recently, I see that on Sam's Club actually. They have plantain chips in Sam's Club, and the flavors are so interesting. This lemon and pepper, I'm like, hey, the lemon is a no-no. The chili one, but okay. But my favorite is still the sweet plantain chips, followed by the regular, and then they add salty. And I'm like, the plantain chips by itself, you can make plantain chips by itself salty. What additional salty flavor is this? I thought I was doing too much. That was way too much. Anyways, guys, this is our last one here. Let's go ahead and put that in, and we will be done. See, guys, I started this immediately. I started this live. It only takes about what, 30 minutes to prepare. Less than 30 minutes, because I'm done in less than 30 minutes. Okay, and then this is gonna go into my scrap bag for my worms. So this is my scrap bag here for my worms. Still waiting for my worms to arrive, but I've been preparing very long for it. So worms can eat apple, bananas, cucumbers. These are good scraps for them. So instead of throwing them away, just give it to the worms. And if it was bad, I could just put it to the worms too. So the reason I put this here is to reduce the chance in the freezer, is to reduce the possibility of having like fruit flies and stuff like that in my worm bin. So this prevents that when you freeze it first before feeding them to the worms. Alright, so that bag is officially full, guys. Officially full. Alright. Let me clean up and then set our thing and be on the roll. Okay. So this thing here came with a manual, and the manual has like jerkies, fruits, snacks, sweets. So let me look at apple. Spiced apple chips. It has actually a recipe. So it's page 30. I already created my own spice because you know we African people, we like to do our own thing. So let's see, 30. It has a recipe on how to do it, guys. It says prep is 10 minutes. Well, that took more than 10 minutes. It took us almost 30 minutes. Okay. It dehydrates for 12 hours according to this Ostbar dehydrator. Okay, 10 minutes for 2 red apples. No problem. That's why. I did 5 apples. Let's see the degree we need to put this on. Dry it at 145 Fahrenheit for 6 to 12 hours until when done. I'm gonna do it for in between. It says 6 to 12 hours. I'm gonna do for 8 hours at 145. You guys can see, right? Okay, so I start there. Oh, my bad, I keep forgetting. Okay, we say we're gonna do 8 hours and temperature is 145. It's gonna start now. Okay, so what it does is that after the hour is reached, that it's basically shuts off by itself. The other thing that I usually do when I start this, I come very often, like maybe every hour or every 2 hours, and I change out the layers so everybody gets a chance to be at the bottom, so that the heat can distribute, you know, evenly across the board, and we can get them dehydrated almost at the same pace for all of them. Because even though it has layers like this, and technically it should reach through, I mean, you can't deny the fact that the ones on top at the bottom obviously are gonna get more heat for dehydration versus the one on top. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for how I make apple chips. We can't stay here for 8 hours for you to see the end result, but the end result is dried out. You feel for it to make sure that it's crispy. That's how you know it's dry and it's ready. All right, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, the other thing I do is I store it in the mason jar, and I just leave it on the counter because it's gonna be done within a couple days. Like, this thing gets eaten up so fast. 2-3 days it should be gone. But I put it in this jar right here, and that's pretty much it. I can smell the aroma of the pepper and ginger. It smells so good. And what happens is that it fills the whole house too, so it's really beautiful. All right, guys, bye.